Oh, oh, the beaver's on the loose. Oh, 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 the beaver's on the loose. Oh, oh no, the beaver's on the loose. Oh, no, 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 the beaver's on the loose. Yeah! Hello there, and welcome to lovely happy armchair time. You are watching Beaver on the Loose, and my name is James Dunn. And if you haven't set yourself up with a nice hot cup of milky hotty choc choc, generously spiked with Baileys, then I'm afraid it's too late. Now I'd like to welcome all new and returning students to LSE. This is the place where dreams are shattered. The modus operandi of this show is to take a brief look at the week's news and events, to digest them once and spit them out like a magpie, so you can all digest them more easily. As you will already be aware, the academic year has started on a low note. The Freshers' Fair, traditionally the only event where it isn't mandatory to consume baker's dozen upon baker's dozen of vodka-cocoa-laced beakerfuls of tropical juice drink from concentrate, was sullied for many this year. And this is another one of those Oscar Pistorius occasions, where the back page of the newspaper seeps onto the front, by which I mean this is one of those few occasions where stories involving sport are of any interest whatsoever. And you keep turning the paper over, wondering if they've been inventive and done that thing where the back pages of the paper are turned upside down, to make it look like it has two front pages, like they do in Time Out sometimes, you know? But no, that hasn't happened. Now, unfortunately, the boys' rugby club, part of the athletics union here at the LSESU, have tarnished their excellent and long-held reputation as warriors of inclusivity and equal respect for all students at LSE, regardless of their gender, sexual orientation, religious beliefs and ethnicity. LSE's Beaver, as well as national newspapers The Guardian and The Times, have all picked up on this story since it broke on Friday afternoon. Now, I've got the guest editor of Gay and Bi-Monthly, the fortnightly gay and bisexual lifestyle magazine, Maxine Leaf, here in the studio to brief us on the details, on the nitty-gritty of what's been going on. Buongiorno, Maxine.
Yes, buongiorno. You see, what's happened here is that the boys' rugby club has let a pamphlet appear on their Freshers' Fair stall, which contained material referring to women as trollops and slags.
That's awful.
And it appeared to forbid homosexual acts. The pamphlet, in its contempt for women, is really sort of calls to mind the fuck a fresher scandal of last year and the ludicrous picture of the value of sexual consent that this sends out.
But surely, if anyone isn't interested in the rugby club and its culture, they just wouldn't pick up a leaflet and wouldn't be offended.
Well, the fact that this material was being offered openly and could therefore fall into anybody's hands and be read by anyone who happened to pick one up or come across one.
But boys will be boys, Maxine. Don't ever forget. Boys will be boys.
That doesn't excuse vile language and characterization of women as submissive and inferior, but one can readily envisage a situation where individual consciousness is left behind and group consciousness takes over. Especially in combination with the loss of inhibition caused by the adrenaline released with a big win or one too many glasses of frothy lager.
Right, yeah. So let's just recap, Maxine. You're saying that there's a fundamental difference between what someone might chant when drunk gets the better of them and what someone writes in a pamphlet to be distributed.
Precisely. Of course, it isn't acceptable to make women or homosexuals feel inferior through any mode,
No.
but it is utterly irresponsible to commit these attitudes to paper They should have thought about what anyone who doesn't share these unfortunate attitudes might think and feel if they were to read it.
And what do you think to the student union's decision to disband the boys' rugby club, only allowing it to reform in 1 year's time?
Well, I think it's completely the right decision. I feel as if the LSESU, headed by Nona, have responded in the only way that is likely to have the desired effect. It would be well and good to impose mandatory training on inclusivity or require public documents to be scrutinised by SU officials, but I don't think that either action would be enough to truly challenge the culture prevailing in the boys' rugby club.
But isn't this broad brush approach punishing people who aren't at fault?
Well, it is the individuals responsible who lay at fault for failing to admit to their parts in the offending literature, and therefore those individuals are responsible for dozens of ripe young boys missing out on a year of rugger.
Great.